Two scientists continue to carry out a controversial experiment involving hybrids. Despite being asked to discontinue it, they eventually splice the human DNA and end up creating a dangerous creature. Let's check out how they ended up that creature, with the quick storyline. At the beginning of the film, two genetic engineers come on the scene. They were husband and wife. Husband's name was Clive, while wife's name was Elsa. Actually, they were genetic engineers who create the new creatures while experimenting. It means they may create the new animal or creature while crossing the DNA of two creatures. They used to work for a pharmaceutical company, and the company's name was Nerd. And the job of both Clive and Elsa was to mix the DNA of two animals first, which creates a new animal. And they used to create the medicine of the different diseases by the animal's protein. They had also created a new type of animal currently, which was male and had a unique look, and they have also created the same animal before, which was female. Now they bring both animals in front of each other, and both animals meet with each other affectionately. Actually, both animals were feeling good in presence of each other. It means that their experiment had succeeded. Observing it, they both move to the head of the company. They tell her, "We have created this new type of animal while mixing the DNA of several animals, and we can create the medicine of different diseases through their protein. And we have also invented a new technique along with it, that we can generate a hybrid while crossing the DNA of animal and a human." Their head tells that the company is satisfied what has been experimented by you, and your statement of mixing the DNA of animal and human. The company management will not consent for this right now. And company thinks to create the medication from the protein of your created animals, so it will be focused on making medicine and stopping the process of research. Clive and Elsa says that others will start it if we do not take initiatives. The head says, "When did we say that we will not initiate it? We will surely start it, but we will start marketing the medicines first, then the focus will be put on your project." So she forbids both of them. They both are disheartened on this. So they plan to continue their experiments secretly, and they take initiatives for their work. But they needed the DNA of a female human to take their work ahead. So Elsa brings the DNA of an unknown person for Clive. They conduct experiments on the human DNA and their created creature's DNA. They struggle hard but remain unsuccessful. Due to this, they get worried. One day, Elsa brings one more DNA. She tells that it is the perfect DNA, so we will experiment on this DNA. Then they experiment on human DNA and animals' DNA. After a great struggle, their experiment was looking progressed. It means that the DNA of human and animal were mixing with each other. Now they had a unique DNA now, which had been created with the mixture of human and animal DNA. Clive did not want to continue his research because it was illegal. But Elsa had the opposite point of view. She wanted to continue this research. So she moves to laboratory, taking that DNA. There was a machine in that room, which began to produce the animals and human after putting DNA in it. It means any animal continued to grow in that machine. Then Elsa puts that DNA in that machine. Clive warns Elsa, "It is not legal which we are doing, to create someone then kill him." Elsa says that number of the people lose their life daily in this world, and someone's life may be protected because of our experiments. So Clive agrees with Elsa, and they continue their experiment. But the shocking fact is this: the expected kid who had to grow slowly in the machine, it was growing rapidly. They know that kid is physically healthy, but the alarm of that laboratory beeps in evening. Going there, they know that child had developed completely. It means that he has fully developed to come out of the machine. So they pull it out, which was looking weird. Clive wanted to kill this creature. Elsa says, "We should not take this step right now, because it is possible that we may create a creature perfectly." But Clive does not agree with Elsa, so they move to that place where that creature was present, because they want to end it. Going there, they come to know as it is already dead. So Clive leaves from there, and Elsa says, "It is out of danger now." So Elsa opens that box, and while checking, she knows that there is not any kid or creature but just a skin. It means a creature has come out from that skin, which is in the laboratory at present time. Then that mysterious creature is shown, having 2 feet. Clive casts a glance at that creature. He says to Elsa, "Come outside immediately, I am releasing the toxic gas." But Elsa does not follow Clive's words, and she says to that creature, "I will not harm you of any type, don't be afraid." Hearing it, that mysterious creature comes close to Elsa without any fear, but Clive approaches there from the backside, holding a rod. Seeing him, that creature fills in anger, then Clive and Elsa leave that place. Clive says to Elsa, "I am releasing the toxic gas, because I don't want to let this creature live, I want to kill it." Elsa says on it, "We will just make it unconscious, because I want to observe my creature." So they knock it out and start inspecting. Then they know that this creature is actually a female, which is fastly growing, and a time will come when it will be dead, after its complete growth. It means, its lifespan is short. That creature was gradually growing, its hands and feet are grown and its mind is also developed, and Elsa was attaching with it emotionally. She feeds it and teaches the different course of action. One day, Elsa hands over that creature many alphabets toy. And Elsa says to it, "Arrange these alphabets in such a way that my name may be written." But that creature spells out, "Nerd." It was the name of this company, because it had observed those spelling on Elsa's shirt. Witnessing it, Elsa is much excited, because it was understanding the things now. Then, Clive comes there, who never liked this creature. He asks, "Who brought this creature out?" "Keep it inside, and its tail should also be covered." Elsa says to Clive, "Don't call it animal or creature." Clive says, "What should I say to it?" Elsa says, "Call it Dren, because it has recently spelled out the word nerd, which is Dren if it is reversed." One day, Clive's brother also glimpses Dren, and the reality of Dren is exposed before him. They send Dren into farmhouse because they could not keep it there. Now that time approaches, when Clive and Elsa had to represent themselves before the head of the company. The presentation was on previously created creatures by them. When they bring the both creatures before company's head, then both creatures begin to fight each other. They are dead during this battle. Clive and Elsa are disheartened because of this incident. Then they find the logic behind the fight of those creatures. Then they know that the female creature had converted into male itself, changing its gender. Because that creature had the DNA of an animal, which could change their gender after converting themselves. Clive and Elsa did not detect it because they were involved with their another experimental subject, Dren. Dren, which has grown up, and Elsa used to deal with it, considering it a child. She teaches it everything while loving. One day, Dren flees to the forest. When Clive and Elsa go to discover it, they observe that Dren has ended a rabbit and eating it. After that, they bring it at home. Dren does not take meal when Elsa offers it, but Dren says, "I have fed up because of this boring place." She does not express it while uttering, but she spells out tedious, using those alphabets. Then she moves up, tearing the roof. Then Elsa and Clive also go after it. They observe that Dren has grown wings, and it is nearly to fly. Clive says to it, "Stop. We have affections for you, we will keep you." Hearing it, Dren's wings are contracted into its body. Dren's mind was quick-witted now. It had started to understand the things, differentiating the good and evil. Once, Dren finds a cat, but Elsa takes it away from it, because Elsa feared that Dren may kill that cat. Then a surprising fact comes on the scene with the passage of time, that Dren was taking interest in Clive. Then it is revealed to Clive that the inserted human DNA in Dren, it was not of anyone's else but belonged to Elsa. Clive gets angry from Elsa because of this act. He says to her, "You acted badly, you should not have to do it." Elsa's love was diminishing for Dren with the passage of time. Elsa hands over that cat to Dren, having a pointed tail. Dren kills the cat while pricking its tail in cat's neck. Elsa loses her temper, seeing it, and she slaps Dren. Being slapped, Dren pounces Elsa, taking the key in Elsa's neck. It unlocks the door and leaves from there. The fact of Dren were being revealed before them, that the protein needed by Elsa for their experiments was present inside Dren. Then Elsa had succeeded to extract that protein, which was the assigned task for her by the company. One day, Clive is watching a footage on the screen of his laptop that, as where is Dren? Dren is in the water at that time. Now, Clive had also started to take interest in Dren, and he touches his laptop screen. Contrarily, Dren also touches the camera. Because she had known that Clive is casting a glance at her, seeing it, Clive is left shocked. Then it is seen that Clive has come at the farmhouse where Dren was living. Clive had come alone there without Elsa. Clive calls Dren, but he does not catch its sight. Touring back, Clive finds Dren standing at his back. Then Dren says to Clive while coming near him, "I have feelings for you." Clive says on it, "No, it is wrong." Now, Clive had also feelings for Dren, so he is unable to hide them. At the same time, Elsa comes there. She feels heinous when she encounters them together, so she leaves from there in fury. Dren's tail was pointed, which may be the threat for anyone, so Elsa cuts its tail, and she is very grieved. Here both Clive and Elsa repent on their mistake, as they should not have created this creature. Elsa says, "I have created that protein which was required by the company, and it is in the body of Dren, in a large quantity." Now they both plan to end Dren. Going to Dren, they see that Dren is already nearly to die. At first sight, Dren dies. Because it is in knowledge that its lifespan was limited, they bury it at nearby place. After burial, Clive's brother arrives there. There was another employee along with Clive's brother, and Clive's brother also used to serve the same company. Clive's brother says, "I know that you both have created a creature. It looks like the human beings. Because the human DNA is also there in your provided protein to the company, now I want to glimpse your created creature." They tell, "It is dead, even we have also buried it." Then someone's loud shriek is heard, and this voice was coming from that direction where they had buried Dren, so they hurriedly run towards that direction. They observe that Dren is not there at its burial place, it was rather standing on the roof. It means that it had revived. It was looking might and also dangerous. Its wings has also grown and tail has also reproduced. Then Dren attacks them, and it puts Clive's brother and his accompanied employee into death, and Clive loses his consciousness during this dispute. Then Dren captures Elsa, coming to her. Here it is revealed that Dren had also changed its gender, because it has the DNA of that animal which could convert itself. Changing its gender, converting into male, it does sexual union with Elsa. But Clive thrusts a piece of wood into Dren, coming from backside. Consequently, Dren is wounded, so it leaves Elsa. Afterward, it attacks Clive after pulling that piece of wood from it. Then Elsa throws a stone on Dren, lifting it. Then Elsa again hits a stone on it, but she stops immediately, and she begins thinking, "We are ending it with our same hands which created them." Elsa also thinks, "It has also my DNA." Getting a chance, Dren kills Clive with its tail. Elsa again targets Dren, hits a stone. At last, Dren is ended. After this, Elsa and her head are shown. It is observed that Elsa is expecting a baby, and it is the baby belonged to Dren. Elsa's head tells, "Your provided protein had profited the company, now company wishes to advance this research." And the expected baby of Elsa was the source to advance this research. Elsa struggled hard for this company after taking risks and losing her husband, so company grants a huge payment to Elsa. As being a genetic engineer, Elsa wished to advance this research reluctantly, and the movie also ends on this scene. I hope that you liked the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.